Peace to the people that are like, yo, this guy's sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention, and now he doesn't give a fuck about us, so he's not going to speak out about it until this other dude's going to speak out, and now this is going to talk now.
Great question.
Very good question.
The answer is heartbreaking, George. I'll get emotional even speaking about it just now, right now, but this is what broke me. I'll say something. Welcome back to Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, and subscribing. This episode is long overdue. We are recording it January 2nd, 2023. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy almost birthday, George. You turn 30 tomorrow.
Yeah, last day of my 20s.
Nice. Welcome to 30s Club, buddy. It doesn't get any easier.
Jesus Christ.
Great guy, by the way.
Great guy.
Great guy.
He spoke to me, and we're going to get into that. Lot to cover this episode of Impulsive. If you are tuning in just now and you missed the tail end of December, a lot had happened. I believe the last Boys Only episode we were on, I said some pretty harsh things to George about his beliefs and religion overall that people were unhappy about. And the following week, a YouTuber named CoffeeZilla made a 3-part series that he had spent a year making, called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, that caught a lot of traction. He put a lot of work into it, and it was a very well-made series. So today I'll be going on record for the first time in over a year to talk about the debacle that became CryptoZoo, and then what we're doing to move forward. If you have not seen the video that I also released in tandem today with this episode, it's essentially a statement that I made about the scam allegations and the scam accusations, because that's some pretty serious shit. I take that very seriously. So if you have not watched that video, I ask you to do that first. But it is a little difficult to dive into it because we know you guys watch Impulsive for fun, laughs, giggles, maybe like the guests we have on our show. And today we're going to be talking about some pretty serious stuff. So if you're not tuned into it, maybe this isn't the episode for you, but it's time this stuff is addressed, and today's the episode for that.
I think by mid episode we'll.
Well, I mean, we already got. Okay, all right. So let's recap. Okay. It just came out today. Wow. What do I have to say about it? Like, I mean, that video was just. That was just Logan dodged the responsibility. I think everybody who watched that with their brain, who's not like 12, can see he's just trying to pin the blame on someone else. Most other parties except for himself. And I said in my other video, my actual video, like responding to this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take responsibility. Like, the Telegram messages was already out there, and it was like you was talking about scamming people. Like, let's be real. Like, let's be real.
Some other stuff, but obviously, like, this has to be handled, and it's been a rocky end of 2022 and a rocky start for the beginning of 2023. I'm sure tremendously for you, but also for anybody on this team. I'm gonna try to take the reins of the opposing viewpoint today, as I generally do on the show. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions that may be, I don't know, easy, hard to answer, whatever. Obviously, you asked Coffee to be on. It was something that he didn't want to do.
Can I give context to this situation?
Of course.
Yeah, first off, I don't know what you're going to ask. I haven't seen these questions.
Sure. I know.
Did you send them to him? You sent them to him. And then I'm sure probably maybe you have some. Anyways, let me give some context to this situation. CryptoZoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. And the question everyone's going to be asking is why now? Why talk about this series or this project right now? So again, this YouTuber named CoffeeZilla released a 3-part series. He spent a year making it, and I'll be honest, it was very good. He is entertaining, and he's a very good storyteller. I mean, essentially, if you're making content on YouTube, I assume it's get views and to get people watching your stuff. I get what he's doing. If you put my name in the title and you label it Logan Paul Scam, you're going to get more views. The problem with it is that is not true. And I've made tweets here and there stating my case, but I'm going to give some context with the back and forth that I've had with Coffeezilla. So
please,
here are some receipts. Again, just for context. His name's Steven. The first time he reached out to me was on Christmas Eve after he released his series. He sent a misleading email as highlighted in my statement. He invited me on his show to come talk about CryptoZoo. I chose not to do that because it is now clear to me that he's milking this. Again, why would he not? This is big for him. He caught a lot of traction. He gained like 500,000 subscribers, and I'm sure he got a decent amount of money pumping his Patreon. But I am not interested in feeding into that anymore. So we'll be answering the questions that hopefully he was going to ask me and that you're going to ask me today on this podcast. I invited him on Impulsive multiple times, and he has not responded. My email to him on December 27th was, "Hey Steven, saw your tweet. Since this entire narrative has unfolded on your platform, I can't imagine you'd mind having this discussion with me on mine. Of course, we wouldn't monetize. This episode of Impulsive is scheduled for January 2nd in LA. We can consider a neutral location if you respond to this email by the weekend. Best logs." He did not respond to me, so I tweeted that, saying I hadn't heard back, so I'd be releasing a statement. And then he sent me an email after I called him out, and a text, which I thought was weird, like a cold text.
Okay. So you get mad at him for sending you a text, and then lie and say, and when he didn't send you, he went through your manager a year ago. He went through your Instagram also a year ago, in 2021. He reached out to you. He reached out to your manager multiple times. He talked to your manager on call. There's no way you don't know that he's trying to get in contact with. Like, stop. Here we go.
Logan, recently got your number. This is Coffeezilla. I'm forwarding the same message I sent to your email here as well. Hey Logan, I saw your tweet saying I haven't responded, but that isn't accurate. I asked you for a comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. I invited you on my platform. You refused. You invited me on Impulsive. I refused. We're unfortunately at an impasse, so let me try to get us unstuck here because I think people deserve to hear from both of us. I'd like to offer you a co-live streamed interview about CryptoZoo to respond on tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, so no one has to travel on the holidays, so there's no editing and just us talking one-on-one. This is the most fair and neutral way to do this. I will send you a video link if you agree. Here was my response. I sent him an email after I posted my statement. Hey, Steven, just wanted to put my response to your scam allegations on your radar, link below. Even though you broke laws, hardly substantiated your evidence, fabricated dangerously misleading falsehoods, and wrongfully accused me of scamming my fans, I'd still love to host you on Impulsive, again, unmonetized. It can even be one-on-one. Sorry, boys. I'm interested in talking about your workflow, creative process, and of course, CryptoZoo. I did get your email 2 days ago after I called out your failure to respond on Twitter regarding the live stream invitation, and you said, I asked you for comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. Any proof of that, or is this another lie? I searched my emails and didn't see any outreach from you until Christmas Eve 2022. You scrubbed the blockchain for a living and somehow managed to text my personal phone number yesterday. I can't imagine you didn't know/have my professional email. I do agree people deserve to hear from both of us, but truthfully, now that your motives are clear, I don't feel like feeding into your hunger for clout on your platforms. You've profited off of and gained plenty from me. I've said everything I've needed to say. The rest will be handled legally and on Impulsive with or without you while we continue to build CryptoZoo. The holidays are over, so I look forward to hearing back in a timely fashion this time. My January schedule is packed. Best, logs.
Why did you sign off as logs, by the way? There was a lot of shit for that.
I saw that.
Maybe,
I think it's easy to pick apart anything I do.
And people are.
Come
for
on
sure.
now.
It's been happening the
I mean,
entire
You gonna talk about him signing off as log, but who cares? What are you talking about? You have a manager. Isn't that how you get your brand deals, through your manager? Isn't that how you? I can't, man.
That's my sign off. I've been signing off like that since high school. My nickname,
like
everyone calls me
floating
Logs. My name is Logan.
Yeah.
My nickname is
It makes
Log.
sense.
It's
listen, I said I'm going to play the other side. The other side's asking why logs.
Okay.
Can we? Besides all the correspondence, that's a lot of correspondence.
That's where we left off, and I do think it's important because, and if you watch my video, hopefully you're seeing this. The guy is good. He is a very good storyteller, and he is very, very manipulative. Very manipulative. And he's good. He's built an entire career off it. Sometimes he's more impartial than not. I think he probably has an inherent bias against me, which is reflective in his work, in his piece, which unfortunately has repercussions.
Hold on. Oh my gosh, bro. Logan. Oh my gosh. Did he just say that he's manipulative, bro? You know what? Let's give him a chance to respond.
If you are perpetuating falsehood and it's affecting someone's business and reputation, and it's affecting the wrong person's business and reputation, that person may take action.
So let's right off the bat, as early as possible here, talk about the two definitions and the two things that are at play. One of them being a scam, the other one being defamation, which can be libel or slander. So if someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam. So my first question, and this question was answered in his series, it was a 5-second blip that was a part of a probably hour-long of documentary, filmmaking, was how much money did you make off the sale of the coin, or off CryptoZoo as a project? How much money did you make?
Yeah, this seems to be the biggest misconception, and it is disappointing that part was glossed over so quickly. Made no money off CryptoZoo. Never sold the token. Jeff never sold the token. Only lost money trying to make things right, along with everyone else in the project. But no money was made. No tokens were sold. And CoffeeZilla even said that in his series. So to answer your question, yeah, no money was made by Jeff or I.
And just back to the flip side really quick. To me, once I heard that seemed just like a kill shot to this entire thing.
Now I'll play the other side.
Sure, and I know what you're going to say. There's a ton more. It's very complex. There's a lot of
No. I empathize. I totally see why people are frustrated. I'm fucking frustrated. I've been frustrated for over a year. So I'll let you keep going. And again, while we made no money on the project, which I think kills the scam narrative immediately, there is more explaining to do.
What was your intent with?
Yes, this is a very good question.
I really thought it was gonna be the next big thing. It was my.
You are a liar. You're a liar. That's why you made 3 different parts to go over you and your buddies who had the intention of scamming to begin with. See, come on. The right questions aren't being asked here. Okay. Why would you stealth launch the token? What was it, like 3 weeks in advance before you even announced it? Why isn't that being asked? he launched the token, so him, Jeff, and the other 2 criminals, right? Well, they're all criminals. See, okay, we got one who faked being in the FBI and winning a Super Bowl ring. Then we got another who quite literally is just a thief. We got Logan, who conspired to theft and has already stolen before with his other projects. And then you got Jeff, who is the manager of Logan. I don't have any monetization through none of my channels. Twitch isn't monetized. My YouTube isn't monetized just yet. But when I'm able to get a manager, they should be really close to me to tell me all the interesting things that comes through email, through text, whatever. They were on Telegram talking. That's why it's so damn, because Telegram is end-to-end encrypted. If you can, I mean, you can fake screenshots. That's a thing, but when they're there like that in the video, like you have to respond to it. I have, through all these words he's been speaking, he hasn't touched, he hasn't dabbled, he hasn't fondled. The fact that the whole plan was to take money from people, he just didn't in the end. So isn't the big question, in the case of CryptoZoo, is he a scammer or is he not? Because it was created with the intentions of scamming. Even the people that made the game, he wasn't paying them. That's why they took the code for it and held ransom, because they just weren't being paid. I don't know.
First foray into
Ain't nobody in the chat
creating
to speak
a project
to, so.
on the blockchain. My intent was to make the next Pokemon, essentially, you know, on the blockchain. It was purely good. I put 7 months of my time, energy, effort, all of it into this project. And when shit hit the fan, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. I never acted with malintention. I mean, again, like what was the intent to make money? I mean, I guess maybe eventually, like if you're running a business, I'd assume any intent is to make money off of it. But like, did we ever capitalize financially off of this? Absolutely fucking not.
For people that aren't aware, can you describe the dynamic between the token and the game?
Okay. So the idea was this.
I clearly don't
Bring out
care,
other people's
bro.
point of views. Not trying to stick a.
No, you should.
Oh,
You
okay,
should
well, I'm gonna stick it into you. When I'm looking at this from my point of view, bro, I think you guys are kind of like, you're seeing it from your guys' point of view, which is obvious because it's your point of view, and you are not a scammer. You don't hurt people. You don't do these type of things. So it's gonna affect your heart
anymore
because you didn't
He's
do
already
that.
done
And
it
for the
before.
world to look at you in that type of way, it's very drowning. It feels like you can't breathe because people are already painting you out to be something you're not. But put a pin in that. Over here are people that root for you, that look at you like somebody they want to be like, they want to achieve like. And so when they invested in your project, and they're remember, they don't have our lifestyle, so they're working paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck. So when they go, fuck yeah, Logan's involved in this, I know it's going to win because I've watched this guy win, and I want to be like this fucking guy. So I'm going to invest my hard-earned money. From their point of view, I get your guys' point of view because you're dealing with a legal team, you're dealing with all the people that did you wrong. But from their stance, they go, how dare you go and open up 2 other projects when I just wasted my hard-earned money on something that I believed you would do. So this is a point of view that they don't care what you feel like and what CoffeeZilla feels like. They want to demand answers for their own money.
100%.
So what do you say to the people that watched you make the project where you're taking pictures and all the other projects?
Yeah.
How does it feel for you in your seat where your team's saying, hey, shut up, don't bring this up, we're going to bring this back in the future and all the answers will be explained? How does it feel knowing that you couldn't speak up in time and now you look like this villain? And no disrespect, you look like a piece of shit to the people that are like, yo, fuck this guy sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention, and now he doesn't give a fuck about us, so he's not going to speak out about it until this other fucking dude's going to speak out, and now this cocksucker is going to talk now.
Great question.
Very good question.
The answer is fucking heartbreaking, George.
I want to
I'm
hear it.
emotionally even speaking about it just now, right now, but this is what broke.
Hey, that was a good question. That was a good question from George. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I skipped to that part. But you know, he's still on Logan's side, so he's not gonna word it like with malintentions or whatever. I said this before. I'm neutral in the situation. I'm neutral because he made like the entire thing with the intent of making money. He just didn't in the end. So his actions, you know what I'm saying, they kind of don't add, you know what I'm saying, not in the end it wasn't malicious because he didn't do anything, right? He didn't make money off of it, but he tried. That was the whole point, was to make money off of it. It wasn't to make some kind of revolutionary. Just why I'm not believing Logan, because he keeps lying. He's just not owning up to anything. As he should be, though. When you're the top man of a project, everyone else is under you. And using Logan's words, well, shit hits the fan. And you don't address it. One, you don't talk to your investors. You don't try to refund them, and you don't try to get the money back from the actual people who stole money. At some point, it's like, that's on me. You're the head of the situation. You brought these people in. All of you had the intentions of making money. I forgot what the split was. I think Logan had something like 60%, and then everybody else was like sharing between like 40. So it was something like that. He had a huge cut because he was pushing it, and this is. So I don't know. It's interesting to think about, I guess. It's interesting to think about.
Broken. People relied on me to create a project.
Well, she shouldn't have.
And when shit wasn't working out, and I found out the extent of just how bad things were behind the scenes, I had to rely on my team. I crumbled internally, and the advice was, while actual legal process was going on because of criminal investigation taking place that CoffeeZilla highlighted in his series, I had to stay silent. And for a fucking year, I'm hounding Jeff. How do we make this right? What's the status of the game?
But they
Where
don't
are
see
we
that.
at?
They don't see that. That's crazy.
The engineer stole the code.
Don't bring that up if you're not going to bring up the fact that you refuse to pay that engineer. We already been through this. You refuse to pay him. He wasn't getting paid when he was making the code, and then he's just supposed to hand it over. Come on now. Code is hard. I'm not sure if anybody has like written code. Coding is hard. It's extremely difficult, and especially to make a game. That's ridiculous. You need a team, and you're not gonna pay them. It's ridiculous.
Who was hired by a fucking con man, a guy that I found out to be a con man, a guy that I had trusted, not just a guy that I had trusted, a guy that billionaires had trusted, a guy that fooled the Mormon Church and the New York Yankees. And now in hindsight, 1 + 1 = fucking 2. I get that. And the advisor, again, that I trusted, was selling against my buyers, people that actually wanted to play this game. It was like a mountain. It was like a mountain that collapsed one after the other after the other. And
let's go back real quick to the engineer. If he was paying him, Logan would have made sure that was one of the first things he said. Because they held that code for ransom. Anyone with a brain would. They weren't getting paid. The engineer and his team were not getting paid. How can you sit there and we're talking about the other two?
Ask Forest Fire would come up. I thought we put it out, and then something else would happen, and something else would happen, and then my legal team goes, yo, there is criminal investigation going on. It is best to stay silent at this moment.
Mm. So I have another question. I understand your point of view.
And hold on. Before he goes on to the next question. Let's debunk that real quick. Let's go back. Let's go back.
That's what happened. And
Let's go
then
back.
my legal team goes, yo, there is criminal investigation going on. It is best to stay silent at this moment.
Okay. It's been a criminal investigation, y'all. It's been going on. It hasn't reached a conclusion. And even still, he's saying that he can't talk about some things. If it's been the case a year from the point that you can't say some things, but it's still ongoing, you could have said something when it first happened. Everything you're saying now could have already been said a year ago, and we wouldn't even be talking about this. You know what I'm saying? His whole stance is they wanted me to shut up. Now it's criminal investigation. Okay, isn't it still going on now? So why speak on it now? If you decided to debunk everything that CoffeeZilla said, which was only facts, that means you could have said something, anything, when the project first collapsed. Hey, there's legal investigation going. There's a legal criminal investigation going on some people that were on top of the project. We can't say anything now, but we'll make this right. That's all you had to say. How easy is that? I just came up with that in my head just now. You and your pathetic team couldn't come up with that? Come on now. That's not going to hinder any kind of investigations. That's going to get all the flack off your back, and then you can stay silent, and nobody would have pressed you for it. How simple is that, Logan? How simple is that? But his whole excuse is, oh, he crumbled under pressure. This is pathetic team. Him and his pathetic team.
Mm. So I have another question.
Ask it.
I understand your point of view because I'm your friend. I actually was with you when you found out, and I saw how like your face turned white and you slid up against the fridge when you found out. I was there, so that's why I could boldly, with my chest out, be like, bro, I watched when this guy found the news.
You boldly with your chest out.
But fuck CoffeeZilla, fuck you. No joke. What do we do for the people that were fucked?
I and my team, Jeff, and I'd like you to sit in, Jeff, are working. We are at work and have been working to make this game, and that's part of the solution. Deliver the fucking project, right? And that's never stopped. There have been massive road bumps and massive obstacles along the way, but that was always the prerogative. CoffeeZilla making a series or not, the game is being made. He just assumed we gave up on it, which is not true. However, the answer is yes, George. I'm not a fucking scammer. I have the best intentions, and I will make this right for the people who believed in me. You know how adamant I was about fixing all of this and making this right. Sure. And for a year, I was told I couldn't say anything. And then CoffeeZilla series came out, and I fucking called you guys, and I said, I'm making a statement. I don't give a fuck. Yep. I spent days writing this thing, figuring out how I could poke the obvious holes in CoffeeZilla's defamation and arguments and manipulation of this story, because at the end of the day, he told a story. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I don't know what to believe from his stuff, and I don't know what not to believe. I found...
All right, Logan, man. You don't know what to believe. You're the subject of 3 different videos. You don't know what to believe. What happened? Believe what happened. If you're there, believe what happened. But then again, you know what I'm saying? He's refusing to actually debunk the big thing here, and it was a conspiracy to scam. And then staying silent when the whole thing collapsed. Now him and his people are saying that he had such a visceral reaction to the news that Crypto Zoo was going under, and that he was told to be quiet. Come on, like, let's be real, bro. when your fans lose quite literally like $8 million plus, or it was like 7 or 8 million. When they lose that much money, and then you're just being told to be silent, fire everyone on your team. Fire everyone on your team. You're Logan Paul. You're quite literally a multi-millionaire, probably a billionaire. Who knows? I don't know. You're you, and you can't be like, I'm just going to make a quick statement to make sure all of our investors and backers, to let them know that everything's going to be all right. We're working on behind the scenes. It's already too late for you and your pathetic project to keep going, because now you're saying it's going to come out between 2023 and 2024, which is 2 or 3 years after the fact, which means that you only started working on it just recently. We're not stupid. I'm not stupid, at least. Someone who's experienced writing code, it take about that long, 1 to 2 years. But if you this how you know you weren't working on it. Y'all weren't working on it even 6 months ago. Before, this is how you know you weren't working on it before Coffee came out with this, because y'all had already been in the works, and it would have definitely been coming out this year at the latest. If you were working on it, y'all could have probably pushed it to April. With a big enough team, your engineer say he had like 300 people or whatever. It was like 4 of them. How long did it take them? Like you said, 7 months. It's going to take 2 or 3 years to build on code that's already been there. That's how you know he's just lying. Like, that's why you can't believe when people put on their little serious act or whatever. Like, come on now. You can't, come on. Like, you can't lie like that and expect people not to just understand what's going on. Come on, Logan.
Found out stuff. I found out things watching his series. Like, dude, I was at the airport when I watched the part where he said Jake's had stolen.
Of course.
I
was like, what?
$6 million. I don't know if that's true or not. But I knew he was a bad actor, hence why we kicked him off the fucking team immediately when we found out he was only in it for the money.
Prerogatives, yeah. Things fucking fell apart, from Zach to trying to find new devs, realizing that our first lead dev couldn't perform, and then realizing that now there's an investigation going on.
But also you have to understand that it's not simple. I mean, he's trying to bridge the gap here between protecting his client, protecting a project that he's been a part of, getting out whatever information is possible. I've said this a million times. The internet.
Hold on. He weren't trying to get any information out. He stayed silent, just like he did with all the other crypto projects he's done already pushed, which y'all refusing to talk about. This is why he has a track record doing this. Why would you think differently of CryptoZoo? Why would you think? Why, as someone with enough money to invest in this, why would you think any different when he goes silent? Who cares? Who cares now? The people the people who got in it day one, most of them at least, they already sold and taken the L. I already said that before. They already sold and they already taken the L. It's already too late, bro. It's already too late for them. Who cares at this point? I'm gonna bring back a dead project that you just now start working on. It doesn't, like, come on. You're building on top of code that's already there. It should take double the time. Another 7 months, bro. Another 8, maybe a year, bro. So it should be coming out around this time. Y'all all putting on this serious act, and this is really dumb and stupid when you already know how coding works, at least to some extent. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is work with coding for 3 months, and you'll understand how hard it is. But how easy it gets when you already have a foundation. It takes time, but it's easy. takes time, but it's easy. And when you have an entire team, it's gonna go by even faster. So you talking about replacing the lead dev that you saying couldn't perform. It's just crazy, bro. Which is crazy. Even if he couldn't perform, he performed enough to deserve some kind of pay, which you just refuse to do. Still not talking about that anyway, man.
Internet loves to oversimplify very fucking complex issues.
On top of the complex issue that we dealt with, which were issues with people, the blockchain technology, and this is something that's brand new, and what Logan
what you trying to say is wrong
of a really cool idea is actually somewhat complex.
Which is, by the way,
sure.
hard for me to swallow.
Okay, and
I have a vision and an
hard.
idea of these things, and then I say, Jeff, here's what I want to make. Here's what I want to do. And then people are put in place to attempt to make that happen. And when it was found out that either A, they had ill intent, or B, were incapable of doing it, and then shit really hit the fan, what do I do? What do I do?
I actually have an answer for that.
Yes, bro. I actually have an answer to that. I'm tired of listening to this, man. I'm not sure if I can get through this. But I have an answer. Just tell the truth. What you have been doing, you and your boys, right here. 3 liars, bro. 4 liars if you want to include Logan. Logan and his 3 liars, bro. Because now here we go again, right? We got to touch on what's not being said again, right? When Logan first made this project, he had the intent. He came to that group chat in Telegram with the intention of making money, and he was like, "Here's how we're going to do it." They keep glossing over that's anyway.
When you're on the top rope at WWE and you're going like this after a crazy show and the audience is going crazy, when you're bringing Prime into the table and people are drinking it, being like, how the fuck is this product this good? When you're doing these absolute, like, we're watching a superhero kill these side quests day after day after day after day, none of these quests would be completed without your team. And when you win, we celebrate together. What I need this team to start doing is when you guys take a dip, you gotta stop pointing the fingers at each other.
When all this broke, when we were in Qatar, I'll kind of remember this. We were in the spa one day, and I saw the pain in your, and this, like I said, this is not gonna turn into a fucking victim thing. I just want to point this out. I saw this pain in your face, bro, and this like emptiness in your fucking eyes when all this was breaking. And I remember thinking to myself, having been through a couple things, very minor in comparison to the ones you've gone through and are going through now, where I was railroaded by the internet on something that just simply wasn't true. I've been through a chunk of shit in my life, but I honestly don't know if I recall feeling like that. The feeling of not being able to say, yo, this is not what happened, you guys have it wrong, even though you and everyone around you knows that you're being fucked and being railroaded by an incomplete or unsubstantiated story, is one of the most painful fucking things in the entire world. It's terrible.
Where coffee fucked up is by targeting me as some malicious, evil supervillain.
What you were.
If he had told this story objectively and told the story without vilifying me, regardless, we're still making this right. But in my opinion, that's where it got twisted and hurt the most. Dude, I'm sitting in the seat solely because of my fans. I love them. I'll take any picture you want.
Buddy, you'll take the picture and then you'll take the money. Like, let's stop playing, bro.
I'll take any picture you want.
Now you better get your ass up. You better wipe your face and get up. That might be the rule.
I'll listen to the feedback. I'll see it. I want to put smiles on you guys' faces. It's why I do what I do. I love being able to come on these platforms and express myself every week. And it fucking hurts that mission statement that I've had since I was 8 fucking years old posting online was tainted by this dude who had an agenda, who is normally very good at his job, had an agenda.
I think this is sadly the only direction you could take. Take this really fucking hard on the chin. Learn from your mistakes. Learn that you have to.
I mean, George, we did.
No, I know.
No,
That's what
you
I'm saying.
didn't. No,
So
you didn't.
it's
That's
kind
what
of
you
like the
did.
Johnny Depp thing. Like he had to kind of eat shit for a long time until the truth came out. And so right now you have to go into this either court, but regardless, the jury is the audience.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to bridge that way to show your reality. And your reality is the same dude that would turn to me and drop a $500,000 deal with somebody because he goes, I don't eat fast food. I'm not promoting fast food. So if you were money hungry, you wouldn't give a fuck if it was hurting anybody. You would take the money.
Dog. It is shocking to me that motherfuckers think I'm out here in Puerto Rico with a cork board, tax, string, graphic images, going, here's how we're gonna scam. This is how I'm gonna make my $1 million this time, motherfucker. We're gonna. I'm not even.
Sounds
gonna
like a
do it 'cause
meat. Sounds like a meat. No, it sounds like a meat candy.
Logan Paul admits to everything Coffazilla said.
Bro, Jake, I was talking to Jake about this over Christmas break. I'm glad I got some time to spend with my brother. And he's like, I was like, are you aware of what's happening right now? He goes, dude, I skipped past the video. He's like, I know you didn't fucking scam anyone. And I go, yeah, but like, everyone thinks I did.
Well, this is what I see, and I could be completely wrong. Biting off more than you chew is kind of almost there, but I don't see it being complete because you're doing things that people don't do. So I don't expect you to stop doing what your nature is to do, and you want to see that new country that's not there or build that thing that's not there. The only thing that would just make a tweak of a difference is you're so creative that you're like, here's the idea, here's the process, here's the vision. Now this person's gonna do this, person's gonna do this. I'm gonna move on, and you're a creative. So all I would say is now is just like those the dev team. Pick one person that is your right hand and make sure that person is every day. If this guy shits or eats a sandwich at lunch, I want to fucking know.
I mean, George, again, we did. It's part of the reason Originals worked so well. We found the guy, and he's fucking good. And we found a team that we can actually rely on to get things
the
done.
most important,
And then
trust.
also that was a learning process for me because Originals is a relatively easy project. I think it's easy to understand anyways, right?
Yeah.
One picture
Not
goes
easy build.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. One picture goes
So
live a day. It's a 24-hour auction. The next goes up. This thing took months to build, and there were so many delays, and I was frustrated with the build. But
Again.
as is always going to be the case,
Sure,
Jeff,
I'd
because
take it.
I'm reporting directly to
I'd
you,
take
and you're reporting directly to
Of
me.
course. But it's
But
that's
it
the
was
learning.
it was a learning for me in that. Fuck, dude, tech is hard. Holy fucking shit! I remember ESPN was down the one time we were trying to watch
Thanks
one of
for
the
remembering it.
one of the biggest fights ever.
No.
What?
Tennis.
Oh, the
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open. ESPN was down. ESPN Plus or whatever the fuck. And Jeff goes, hey, just so you know, this is ESPN. It's one of the biggest content syndication organizations in the world. And they don't even have this shit down.
But we also
and here
don't,
we
we
are.
also don't know whether it was the tech that was sending it into ESPN or was it ESPN.
The point is tech is hard. Tech is hard. I realized that and learned that the hard way. And so, yeah, I guess to kind of answer your question, I'm a lot more cognizant now of exactly how hard it is to make the stupid little visions that I have in my head come to life.
Okay, so wrapping this up for at least I think, right? For now.
Let's wrap it up.
Because I'm just curious what else is there's going to be about this, like where this goes, where the story goes, once it's been determined that there was not malintent.
There was.
A scam did not take place.
It did. It did.
There was a misfire or some sort of malpractice on behalf of some of the people involved in the project who will be held accountable, and there is a plan moving forward. Does it sound like those are the four main pillars of what's happening here?
Exactly. I would say there's been a plan moving forward.
It hasn't been.
Yeah. Coffeezilla happened to make this series in
the middle of it.
And now it appears reactionary, but this has been happening. So that's where the defamation piece comes into play, which is number 5 and 6. We've given Zilla part 4 He's probably going to milk the shit out of this. He's probably going to talk to more people who lost money. And that's where this also gets tricky, because I'm not sure what he's fabricating, or if people are genuine about what they're saying, because he doesn't verify backgrounds or, like I said, substantiate any evidence. So he's probably gonna put people who have lost.
I'm gonna wrap up my video, and I'll make sure I'll make sure to put the link to this in it, so everyone can see for themselves what Logan's talking about, right? Because this is terrible. I mean, I feel neutral in the situation, but it's like, you know, like I personally am a Logan supporter. I personally am a Logan supporter, but this, you know what I'm saying, to see like the way he's handling it is pretty pathetic. It's rather sad, actually. Here's why, okay? Throughout all this, he refuses to take any accountability, right? He's gonna die on that hill. And that hill, to him, that hill is worth dying for. Which, I mean, if he stood up, it was like, you know what, we gone into this project wanting to make money, but some bad actors ended up derailing everything we had in mind, right? That's you taking some kind of accountability. And not just in those exact words, but he worded. He has an entire team behind him and a manager. He has friends that act like they're smart. So it's easy to kind of respond to this. Now, me personally, I haven't been in this situation where I have to apologize and take accountability to people on the internet. But here's like the main difference, because these are all just normal people. Here's the difference, though. When you take responsibility, it becomes easier to, you know what I'm saying, gain people's trust, which is what he's been trying to do this entire time, right? Ever since the Suicide Force, he's been trying to gain everybody's trust back. Years now, he's been, you know what I'm saying, he's been a part of scams. Of course he has. Everyone in the influencer scene has. No, most everyone. He's refused to speak on them, you know what I'm saying? All those little crypto projects that he's been a part of, those rug pulls that he's been a part of, you know what I'm saying? He's still acting like they don't exist, which is very deceitful, especially in this case, because we already seen the message. I'm keep going back to these messages. We already seen the messages, bro. We already seen them. We already know that Logan himself went into this project to snatch money off people. That's just the truth of the matter. No matter how you slice it, that's what this project was made for. Now, it could have turned into something like a Pokemon for the blockchain, right? Which is cool. And he even said they want to make money down the line, which is I believe him saying that was very truthful, because he only touched on it for a bit. How far down the line, we'll never know, because we had thieves who snatch money off people. If you take nothing away from this video, from the stream or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's in the stream, nobody cares, right? But if you take anything from this video, if you ever end up in a situation like this is not the right response. This just you gotta do the exact opposite of what these people are doing now. Logan is not some kind of victim, especially in this situation, because like homie over here in the grave, like he said, these people work paycheck to paycheck, decide to fund your project, and your response is, well, they're bad actors and we got rid of them. And when shit hit the fan, you know what I'm saying, I was told to be quiet. That may have been true, but you're Logan Paul. You understand the power what that means. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't, because they'll never be in this position. I, for one, I will be, but you're Logan Paul. You have enough pool to even make a slight response. Even if you said things happen, we'll make sure that we get things back on track. That's all you have to say. You wouldn't now you're not a scammer. Even if Coffee does come out with this video, you're not a scammer anymore. See, if this piece of garbage right here, even see, will for this little diatribe, we'll believe Logan. He never heard from Coffee until the 26th of December last year. That means fire your manager, because he was reached out to multiple times, and you were too. Fire him, because now he's the reason why you're in the position you are now. And you know what, bro? I'm personally done with this video. Take from it what you will. I don't even care at this point. Just make sure that you don't fund projects like this in the future. I mean, crypto. I mean, I'm invested in some cryptocurrency, bro. We're all losing money at this point, man. The dip is dipping, and it's going to keep dipping because of situations like this, bro. Whatever, man. Because situations like this, the dip will keep dipping.
Lost here on a pillar and highlight them. That's what I would do if I were him. I'd milk the shit out of this, and like I said, he's probably